I feel like a natural question is going to come up, this freaking COVID with the Wuhan lab, the bat.
Man.
Was it in a lab? Was it in a bat? Was it in a wet market? Do you have strong feelings on this? Where do you think
have
COVID
very
started?
Strong feelings
Where do you
on
think
it.
COVID started?
When I first heard about it, it was the same thing. Wuhan, wet markets, which, kind of sort of makes sense when you put it two and two together. I look at stuff from a nature's perspective, so nature's been on a decline for decades. It hasn't been getting any better. It's been getting worse and worse and worse, So if nature has a defense mechanism against a plague, which could be possible humans, even though we are from nature and a part of nature, we're growing at a rapid rate where everything else is decreasing at a rapid rate.
Deforestation, you're talking about infringing on their land.
Over-harvesting, everything. Cutting down livestock, all types of stuff is happening, but Earth is big. If we really dispersed ourselves and, became more eco-friendly and sufficient of our resources that we're taking, I think we can do good, but nature ain't having what's happening right now to it, So something like, different wet markets around the world. You guys know what a wet market is, right? It's a black market. I wouldn't even call it a black market. It's a part of culture in other parts of the world that are the norm. It's like us going to Publix or Kroger or Walmart to get our food. They have spots in
like Japan,
Thailand, Vietnam, Africa. Everywhere. South America. There are wet markets.
In Western, it's
not really in Europe.
Asia, Africa.
Yeah.
Here's a picture of a wet market. So they sell and
they survive.
Eat.
They catch everything.
Yeah.
And if it moves, they catch it and they sell it and they eat it.
So here's some images of a wet market with all sorts of funky different animals. But back to their initial question with these bats and what caused potentially COVID, do you think it was actually from a bat or do you think it came from a lab?
From what they're saying, they said that in a wet market.
What do you think?
There was a system of cages, right? One was a pangolin, one was a bat, one was a possum, and something on the bottom was chickens, right? And all these things pissed and shit and pussed and died, and all the nasty stuff that accumulated on the bottom. Someone took one of those bats or one of those things on the bottom, boiled it, ate it, got sick, spread a new virus.
But they already proved it that it was man-made, no?
I don't think anything's been proven yet. That's sort of the big dilemma China won't let people in to basically investigate. And if you know anything about China's authoritarian communist regime, you're not in exactly to get straight answers. But there is the assumption that it did come from a wet market. And then there also is the opinion that it could have been from a lab. Not saying that they purposely put it out there, but basically as you're explaining this wet market, the bat, the chicken, the possum, that's
a good way to cover something up and make it sound
a new version
cool.
of Old MacDonald.
The
bat,
a very scary version.
But they make movies on them. I watched a movie from 2011 that they made, and it was basically everything that happened and everything they said. So it's like, how did the pandemic happen in 2020?
2020.
But they made a movie about the same exact stuff in 2011.
Well, Bill Gates has been talking about stuff like this, about being weary of a pandemic. Anyway, so you're to button this down. You're thinking that if you could put odds on, there's an 80% chance it came from the wet market, the bat, 20% the lab, or if what are your numbers? Prediction?
Bullshit. I just think I'm a nature guy, so forgive me. I know a lot of people have passed away, so rest in peace to the people that didn't make it due to COVID, people that lost their lives or their families or their businesses. When I say bullshit, I don't mean disregard those things that happened to those people, because that's real. But like a lot of stuff that was happening, the media wasn't helping us get real proper information, the government or whoever's in charge, the CDC or who, but they didn't give us proper information on what was actually happening. There was so much stories going around, so much drama, so much propaganda, and everybody's like, stay home for 2 weeks and everything will be fine. And then here we are 2 years later, and we got 3 new variants.
Gotcha.
We got to, have proof.
Are you basically saying that it's kind of a cover-up conspiracy? They don't want us to know the truth.
Yeah, I don't know. At the same time as well, when they said, I'm not a news guy.